Hello, this is Zwartrevenge bringing you another Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report. This time it is a 1750 point game of Orcs and Goblins versus Dark Elves. The Dark Elves start with deployment. On his right side you can see 12 repeater crossbowmen. Next we have 9 Cold One Knights with full command and the banner of Hagrive, which gives them always strikes first, and a battle standard bearer with the Hydra banner, which gives them +1 attack, including the mounts in the first round of combat. Next you can see Reaper Bolt Thrower. Next we have 40 Spearmen with full command and a Supreme Sorceress, level 4, with the Sacrificial Dagger. The spells she rolled were Doombolt, Word of Pain, Soul Stealer, and Black Horror. You can see it is flanked by another Bolt Thrower and another 12 repeater crossbowmen in the woods. They were Abyssal Wood, so they cause fear, but that doesn't really help them as much. And the Hydra on the extreme left flank. Next we have the Orcs and Goblins deployment. You can see 2 spear chuckers on the hill. Next we have a unit of 20 Orc Big Ones. And next to that we have 40 Night Goblins with 3 Fanatics and Netters with full command. Behind the house we have 5 Spider Riders and they have short bows. Next to that we have another 40 Night Goblins, again with full command and Fanatics and Netters. But in this one there's a level 4 Goblin Shaman with a Power Scroll, which is 1 use, and if a double is rolled it is an irresistible force. And the Talisman of Preservation, which gives the Shaman a 4+ ward save. The spells it rolled are Sneaky Stabbin', Gorkle Fixit, Vindictive Glare, and Curse of the Bad Moon. Next we have another 20 Orcs, and again with full command. And here there's a Battle Standard Bearer with no special banner, but the Armor of Destiny, which gives him, which acts as heavy armor and gives a 4+ ward save. Next to that we have another 5 Spider Riders and a Giant. So we start off with turn 1, which goes to the Orcs and Goblins, and it immediately starts with a devastating magic phase. It rolled 10 power die, so it could get quite a lot of magic going that turn. It killed 4 crossbowmen with Vindictive Glare, and as you see on the picture, Curse of the Big Bad Moon was cast upon the Spearmen, and luckily for the Dark Elves they had to take an initiative test, but still 8 were killed. And the shooting of the Goblins doesn't really do anything. Here you can see the results of the first turn. Next we have Dark Elf turn 1. The Dark Elves start by retaliating with a fearsome magic of their own, casting Soul Stealer on the Goblins with a Shaman in it. This is that every model in a unit takes a strength 2 hit, so against Goblins that is quite devastating, and the Goblins lose 11 models. And the rest of the magic snipes off a few Orcs and some more Goblins, and there were 2 sacrifices made with the Sacrificial Dagger to ensure that the spells went off. And as you can see on the picture there, the Night Goblins are fleeing, so they failed their panic test and are fleeing. In the shooting phase, the crossbowmen took out the spiders, and you can see 1 still fleeing towards the spear chuckers. So no nonsense from that spider. And the rest of the shooting, the Hydra cast its fire breath thing on the Orcs with the Battle Standard Bearer, killing 8 Orcs And at the end of the turn, as you can see, only 5 remain. Actually 4 orcs and the battle standard bearer. And yeah, the bolt throwers also pick off a few orcs. So let's go to Orcs and Goblins turn 2. Charges, the charges that were made was the giant charging the Hydra and the remaining 5 orcs charging the Hydra. As you can see, the Night Goblins unleash their fanatics, none of them reaching their targets, but still they are quite an obstruction for the forces of the Dark Elves. The Spear Chuckers pick off 2 Cold Ones, and the results of the combat with the Hydra can be seen on the picture, resulting in no more orcs. The giant rolled a thump with club on his table, which caused the Hydra to take an initiative test, but it passed on initiative 2, so that was a stroke of luck there. And next we go to the Dark Elf turn 2. And that starts off with the Cold Ones charging into the flank of the big block of Goblin Spearmen. This might be a problem, because if they hold with Steadfast, they can the Cold Ones will be flanked by the Orc Big Ones. And the Cold Ones also lose 2 models due to dangerous terrain tests. Luckily for them, they miss all the Fanatics. And yeah, then the rest of the phase was magic and shooting, killing off the Fanatics. And the Cold Ones kill 6 goblins or something, and but the big thing is that they resulted in the goblins fleeing and the Cold Ones overrunning, so a lot of points for the goblins lost there. And the giant just rolled Yell and Ball, so the Hydra had to take leadership with -2 penalty, but held. Next we go on to Orcs and Goblins turn 3. As you can see, the goblins with the shaman in it rally 1 inch from the table edge. So the shaman's not out of the game yet, and immediately proves that by casting Gorkle Fix-It on the Cold One Knights, making them re-roll all their armor saves, and 2 hits and 2 wounds, but it's not like he'll get into combat with those. Taking wound from the taking wound on the shaman by using a mushroom, but that's not a big deal. And then casting Vindictive Glare, killing 3 Cold Ones due to having to re-roll those armor saves. And the Spear Chuckas kill the last 3, and the Battle Standard Bearer, as the Spear Chuckas do D3 wounds. So that's the whole Cold One unit cleaned up. And the Hydra was killed by the giant. Well, actually the giant did 4 wounds, and the spiders managed to pick off the last wound with poison, so that's a huge achievement accomplished for the spiders. Next we have the Dark Elf turn 3. I'm afraid I don't have any pictures of that, but it resulted in some wounds on the goblins with magic, and the crossbowman managing to take 1 wound off the giant, and the bolt thrower taking off another wound, and the crossbowman shooting down more orcs. Next we have Orc and Goblin turn 4. You can see here that the giant has charged the bolt thrower crew, and the spiders are just moving around. In the magic phase, the goblins did another serious blow to the Dark Elf army, killing 8 spearmen and making them flee. But in the combat they had not as much luck, as the crossbowmen, being charged by the Orc Big Ones, held and actually managed to kill 3 of the Orc Big Ones, and the giant just yelled and bawled at the bolt thrower crew, and they just passed their leadership test, so that combat is going on for another turn. In Dark Elf turn 4, the spearmen rally and take formation against the giant. And as you can see, the bolt thrower got cleaned up in the dark elf in the dark elf combat phase. And the crossbowmen managed to take out the last of the orc big ones, so an accomplishment for those elves. Next we have Orc and Goblin turn 5, actually just being the giant smashing into the spearmen and killing, how many? Oh no, the giant once again yelled and bawled, and the spearmen just held. And next in the Dark Elf turn 5 we have the Dark Elves doing a combat reform. Actually that was still in the last turn. So doing a combat reform, making them have more ranks, so they can at least maybe beat the giant in combat resolution. And yeah, the giant kills 7 of them, but due to being steadfast they hold. So next we have Orc and Goblin turn 6. I don't have any pictures of that, but those were... Actually that was a pretty important round, as the unit of the Night Goblin Shaman moved forward, unleashing its fanatics upon the spearmen in combat, killing 10 spearmen, so leaving the rest to be eaten by the giant. And the magic phase kills some crossbowmen, but not a huge deal. And the final turn of the game, the Dark Elf turn 6. The Dark Elves focus all their shooting at the Night Goblins, hoping they would flee, and they do. So those models do not count as giving points at the end of the game. So those are quite a bit of points lost for the Orcs and Goblins player at the end of the turns. At the end of the game. So after tallying out the points, the Dark Elves won with a minor victory. So what actually started out as being a crushing victory was reduced to just a minor victory from a very good magic phase from the Orcs and Goblins. And yeah, just bad luck on having the cold ones killed by magic and the spear chuckers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.